What the fuck is going on? We are doing the classic car pod. I'm out at Pilot Knob in Forest City. There's fucking goats out here for some reason. I didn't know that there was gonna be goats out here. I didn't ask you guys how you were doing. How are you doing? Are you doing swell? Is this straight? I wonder if I can. There we go. Um, I fucking was retarded again last night and yesterday and went on a bender again. I don't know when the fuck I'll learn my lesson, but I was fucked up this morning. Like, I was so discombobulated and felt terrible and felt lost, bruh. I don't even know how I got to work because I had fallen asleep with my phone off the charger and it died. And I just shot up at like 5 o'clock, 5:13. I'm like, holy shit, I better not have missed work again. And then I fucking checked my phone, plugged it in. I'm like, all right, bet. 5:13, it means I got some time to get ready. Not as much time as I usually like, but it was enough time to get to work and get some shit done in the morning. But fuck, I don't know why I do that. It's so bad. It sucks. It sucks because my tummy's been hurty all day and fucking brain. I'm tired. And it's all my fault. That's the thing. There's no complaining about it. I was just stupid. But I came out to nature because I want to take a walk in here when I'm done with this podcast. Because I went walking the other day in Lime Creek in Mason City, and I found golden oyster mushrooms, and I'm hoping to find some more now. They were cool ass mushrooms, man. They were just growing. There was quite a few bunches of them out in the forest, and it was pretty awesome because I'm like, damn, what are these? And I knew it had to be an oyster because they usually grow on trees and shit like that. Wait a minute. So do a lot of other. I guess I don't know how I knew it was an oyster. It's a good fucking question. I mean, I'm reading that book about mushrooms, but I didn't think I'd be able to identify it right now. I just saw a yellow ass mushroom and I'm like, that thing's beautiful. I wonder what kind it is. I wonder if it was a pleurotus mushroom, if that's how you say it. There's a few different genuses of the fungi, and I didn't know if it was edible or not, if it was safe to even touch. So I just grabbed a couple of them because I didn't have my phone. I was just walking through nature for like an hour, bro. I was sick. But then I googled it, and sure as shit, I found some golden oyster mushrooms, and you can eat them. Apparently, they taste like roasted cashews or almonds. I mean, if I find some out here today, I'm definitely gonna pick some goddamn bunches, and I'm gonna cook them up, see what happens. Well, obviously they're gonna fucking cook, and then there'd be what else would happen? I'm putting heat on mushrooms, but it's so fucking cool to me, bro. It's the most fascinating shit on this planet to me. Mushrooms are so cool. I feel like I'm hearing weird noises. Hopefully the sound's all right. But yeah, and I just like being outside. As a kid, I never really liked it. I was like a inside rat, just watching YouTube all the time and fucking around, beating my brother up because I was rude. But nature's fucking gorgeous. I'm just looking at the lake in front of me right now, and it's like, wow, it's just so beautiful, man. It's beautiful. And humans didn't make this shit. This shit was just spawned this way. Well, obviously, it didn't spawn this way. There had to be years and years and years to get all the water and get the trees around here and grow, and but it turned into a goddamn beautiful place. Nature is beautiful. Earth is. How lucky are we, man? Not only were we born on a planet that just so happens to be perfect to suit us as a species. It has everything we need: food, water, clothes, just anything really. And not just that, but we were lucky enough to be born in this time with this certain amount of people that we know and love, our family, our friends, the the chances of us getting all this shit to happen, if we were like to roll a dice, and let's say you roll a 6 and you're gonna live this same exact life again, how many times do you think you're gonna fucking have to roll that dice before you get a 6? And if you use that analogy, maybe sometimes you roll it right away, but other times you just gotta keep rolling and keep rolling. If you subscribe to the idea that we were, what does Joe Rogan say? Fuck. It gone, man. There's an idea and a concept that I was gonna bring up, but that shit just evaporated out of my fucking brain. But like with the technology we have, with just the comforts and the way we live now, all this shit had to add up just perfectly. Oh yeah, I remember the concept now. Joe Rogan has this idea that he talks about a little every once in a while, and he's talking about how most people are happy being alive and don't want it to end. But if you say that they have to live this life over and over again, that scares them for some reason. Which I don't think we will get the gravity of that situation as like, oh shit, somebody's coming. Goddamn. I'm sorry. Let me just stop tweaking. There. Sorry about that. I get worried when people are watching me do this shit. I'd rather just have somebody I could talk to, ideally. Sit here and just have a conversation. I know it probably gets a little boring, just listening to me fucking yap my mouth all the time, but I gotta keep this shit alive. I don't know what I'm building here yet. I don't know if it's gonna be what I want it to be. I don't even really know what I want it to be honest. I mean, I just want to educate people. And maybe if everything works out well, ideally I'd get money for doing this. I'm not trying to be rich or famous, none of that shit. I just want enough money doing what I like to survive. And what is that noise? Hopefully you guys can't hear it. Oh well, I'll listen to it. We'll see what happens. But ideally, I'm getting looked at. Like, this dude's staring so hard at me. This is why I don't like doing it. I got a fucking camera posted up, got a microphone and headphones, and I'm sitting in the truck. That's why I came to the park. Well, it's not really, it's called a park, but to me it's kind of just like grass and shit. I don't know where I'm gonna go. Like, I've never been here. Okay. This lovely couple's just fishing. They're not worried about me, so I won't worry about them. I've been here like once or twice, and I'm pretty stoked to come back in here because I was gonna just go into the woods every weekend. I made a promise to myself that I need to do it at least once a week because it is a nice reset. You need that shit in your life, like, for real. There's been times where I was losing it all, just losing my mind. I felt terrible. And I was just sick of all the concrete and all the buildings and just all the human bullshit that we put out. What was that? Goddamn hiccups. And then my point was, sorry. Then I fucking, Jesus Christ. Then I, just go into the woods and try to forget it all for a little while. Maybe if it's just even an hour or 20 minutes. I mean, I obviously love what humans put together, and I love driving. I love being in a house. I'm gonna fucking hiccups are pissing me off a bit because I don't have any water. But I do love the luxuries we have in this time. It's just I also long for something that once was, because what we did to this planet just fucked up. And we fucked it all up. Hold on. I think we're good. I'm gonna see if Chance wants to do one of these here soon. A lot of people don't feel the way I feel about it, and obviously, I don't really expect them to. I did before, I won't lie, but to most people, this is probably just weird. They're like, oh, this guy's fucking rambling to the camera. He's fucking weird and stupid and ugly, and but I got a dream in my head. I've had a dream in my head since I was a kid, and I lost it for a second when I got depressed, and I didn't know what to do when I was lost, like mentally lost. But then I remembered after doing a certain substance called mushrooms. I remember my purpose and why I was put here. And obviously I don't know exactly what it is. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, or like, I think that your brain and body knows when you're doing something you should be doing and when you're doing something you shouldn't be doing. But as I say that, I'm not sure. Well, yeah, you definitely do. Because I was going to use the alcohol as an example, but it's not that I don't know what I'm doing or know I shouldn't be drinking as much as I usually do. It's just the inhibitions get pushed down, or the decision making part of your brain gets pushed down, and I just keep going. And then I regret it. I regret it every time, just because I make stupid mistakes and feel terrible the next day. I forced myself to go to the gym. That shit was rough. But I've been going every day, and I could feel a difference in my body and in my brain. And I was doing really well until I fucking binged that alcohol again. And I don't know why I do it. It's just, it's fun in the moment. But then you regret it, obviously, and you fucking have to atone for all your sins that you fucking did on the alcohol. And that part's not so fun. I guess it's kind of balance. It's a balancing out. It's a balancing act. The harder you go, the harder you're gonna have to deal with shit when you get down from it. I suppose that makes sense. So, but even just a little bit of alcohol fucking sucks. I wish weed and mushrooms weren't illegal and weren't a crime. Like, they give us this poison, and it's a literal toxin. That's why it's called intoxication. And it's so readily available and easy to fucking get that kids start out young on it, first of all. And then you can just fucking get addicted. It's addictive as fuck. And not just that, but it's everywhere. It's everywhere. You can get it anywhere. I used to do pills. I've said this multiple times on this podcast, but the nicotine is probably one of the hardest addictions I've ever had to try to get rid of. That's why I'm always doing zins and getting excited about fucking smoking shit, because my mind's just crazy. I got a lot going on in my head all the time. It never stops. I mean, there's been a few times where after like a bender, I like shut my brain down a little bit. It was kind of weird and scary, actually, now that I'm remembering it, because I thought that the way my brain functioned and what's made me so successful so far was gone. And I got really depressed that day, and I got fucked up. So I don't want, that's the irony of the whole situation. Our entire lives, we want to be normal and fit in, and we want to fucking feel like what we're doing is justified by society. But it doesn't work that way. Nobody's normal, and nobody should be pretending to be normal, whatever they consider normal to be. And the reason I got scared about it was because I always wanted to be normal, and I always felt I was so fucked up in the brain that nobody understands what the fuck's going on in my head, and I still feel that way. I've always felt like I was on this planet. Well, obviously I'm on a planet, fucking nowhere. I've always felt like I was on my own planet. Like my brain's just so abstract that it just doesn't work like anybody else's. And I'm not trying to hype myself up and say this because I want to pretend I'm a great fucking motherfucker, I'm a badass, all that shit. No. I'm just saying it because you don't want to be normal. You don't want to be normal. It's fucking mediocre. You want to be you. That's who you want to be. And if you're not you, what's the point? It might be this. That, I don't know. Hopefully you guys can't hear this fucking... It's like static, basically. I'm probably still going to post this, so if you do hear it, I'm sorry. But I just... With this podcast, man, I just want to make something come... I feel like... What am I trying to spit out here? I think manifestation is real, but I think you have to put a lot of hard work, effort, and time, and be patient as fuck to manifest something. Because a manifestation is basically an idea, and then it comes into reality. That's what everything is. Everything started as an idea. It's just people put work and effort behind it. And that's what I'm trying to do with this thing, I think, is I just need to do something that I enjoy. I can't work for somebody my entire life and do some stupid ass job that I do not like. Like Winnebago, I love the people I work with. I'm glad that they took me back in and after I left and shit, but it's still the same old bullshit that it's always been. Like, it's slow as fuck right now, and that's kind of why I call in so much and don't like going there. And I know it's not a justifiable reason, but it's just no work. There's no work to do. And I'm standing around for fucking hours, wasting time, sitting there wondering what I could be doing, which maybe this is a good thing. I'm always wondering what I could or should be doing if I wasn't there. And I guess that's what makes me excited to go to the gym, and it makes me excited to do the things that I do. I force myself to do things at work that I normally wouldn't force myself to do outside of work, just because, I don't know, I feel like I have another access or another level of discipline when I'm there for some reason, to an extent. Maybe it's just because I'm keeping myself busy all day. I need something like that. I need something that's physically exhausting and mentally exhausting and spiritually exhausting. And that's kind of what this is. It's not physically exhausting, but I'm hoping for it to be one day. Like, if I can get this to take off and like I can get some shit going with this podcast, I think I'll either make a separate channel or I will just post on this one. I want to post like adventure videos, like traveling and stuff, and maybe going to cool places like arcades and stuff. I just want to have a good time. That's all I'm here to fucking do in life, is have a good time. That's why I kind of get irritated with people, or I get aggressive when I'm being told something like, you can't do that, or do. Just because I don't like being infringed upon. The government does that to us constantly. It's constantly abusing its power and taking our rights away. So for us to do that to each other, that's not only communist bullshit, but I don't fuck with it at all. Like, that's the founding documents of this country. We each have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, as long as we do not infringe on the rights of others. And shit pisses me off when my freedom is getting disturbed. The freedom to think and do what I want to do. Yeah, sometimes I make fucking dumbass decisions, and not all my decisions are fucking chalked up to a good idea, but I still think that we should all have the freedom and ability to make any decision. As long as we're not infringing on the rights of others, of course, because we are we're all entitled to our own opinions and ways of thinking and being. And that's what this country is. It's the land of the fucking free for a reason. And I don't think that we should be telling each other what we should and shouldn't do with our own consciousness or this or that. And that's not saying don't listen to other people. Listen to other people because you need other people. But opinions are just opinions. Nobody knows you better than yourself. So listen to what people have to tell you. Take the good advice. Throw out the fucking shitty advice. And I think that's how you're supposed to live. You have to think for yourself. Don't just follow what somebody says blindly. Or don't just fucking be a dick and not do what they say just because you don't like them or something. Genuinely think about it. Be like, all right, why is this idea and thought coming up in my head? Why am I thinking in such a poor manner? Or why am I thinking in this way? Like, just, even if it's not a poor manner. Like, that's the thing. Our brain thinks regardless. It's not about thinking, like actively thinking. Our brain's going to come up with ideas, and there's always something flowing through your mind. So what you got to work on is not fucking thinking, like working on thinking. Your brain's a thinking machine. It's going to work whether you're asleep, while we're dreaming, all this other bullshit. So what you do is you work on how you think. That's what school never teaches. They teach you what to think, not how to think, how to use this machine, how to think in the best possible way. Because that's very important to be able to get through life successfully. Our brain tries to get us in all these traps and tries to fuck us up all the time. And it works because nobody knows you better than yourself. And I think that's another reason I do this thing. I said I want to teach people, but I want to see everybody do well. I want to see everybody improving. And I think competition is a good thing. Not necessarily like aggressive or mean forms of competition where you're trying to demolish somebody because you don't like them or something, but using somebody else as fuel. If somebody's working harder than you, and trust me, there's always a motherfucker working harder than you. I heard that noise again. There's always somebody working harder than you. And that should keep you up at night, to be honest. Not literally keep you up at night, but I think that if somebody's working harder than you, you should be working harder. Not fucking sitting there whining and bitching because somebody's working harder. That's what this equity bullshit's all about. They're trying to get everybody to the same fucking level, but it's not going to work. Equality, different. If we have equality of like our starting point is equal, right? Like, say, let's use Detroit as an example. If I didn't realize you'd be able to hear me itch my balls, my bad. What were we talking about? Detroit, for example. If we raise that community back up, fix it, make it a nice place to be, and start people off from a good point instead of letting them just live in a life of crime and poverty, we'd be in a much better position as a whole nation because this one part isn't fucked up like it is now. But equity is not what you want. You want equality. And they switch these words up. Because equity is like, say you got somebody who's taller than another guy. Well, they're going to cut your legs off. Because it's not equitable. You're not at the same position. And there's no way to fucking, I mean, they got leg extension surgery now. But, that shit's pretty wild, actually. They fucking have leg extension surgery. You could I've seen that videos like that a couple times. And you could fucking put rods in your legs and they'll grow, and it's wild what modern medicine can do. Like, what the fuck? It's a lot of things aren't solid anymore. We don't have to be a certain way, whether it be the way you look or your height or your weight. We could change it all, really. We're getting to that's all physical. Imagine when we start getting down to the, like, molecule or fuck, my brain hurts. Imagine when we get down to gene editing and stuff. I actually just put, it's not that much money, but I put $10 in the CRISPR Therapeutics stock because they're working on some crazy shit there, and I think once that takes off, that stock's gonna fucking skyrocket. And hopefully I could fucking be in it when that happens. I invested in Tesla and Nvidia too. I don't really know what Nvidia is, I won't lie. I just saw Mr. J.J. Wickman, if you know him. He's a good man. I saw him post it one day, and he's really good with stocks. He's a very intelligent guy, and I respect that dude with everything in me. He's a good-ass man. We had a bit of rocky situation a little few years ago just because I was wild. I get crazy and angry and aggressive sometimes, but I've been working on it. I'm trying to be better. So I don't want to be angry. Being angry is such a waste of time and effort and energy. It's like, and not just that, it's like a drug basically. It takes you on this journey, good or bad. And if you don't have like consciousness, like if you're not present in that situation, you could be angry all fucking day. I was when I was a kid. I used to have days where I'd just be angry all day. And then by the end of the day, you're so fucking tired and exhausted because you've been angry all day. It's not the way you want to live. You want to be happy and at peace, not just with yourself, but with everybody around you. I'm going to take a moment of silence. Birds sound amazing. What else can we talk about? With the mushrooms, I think it'll be pretty easy to grow them. Like I'm still working on that. And now that I know where to find those oyster mushrooms, it's gonna be fairly easy. That's $30. Normal grow kits for those types of mushrooms are $30. When you can go into the woods, you can get yourself a few of them, make a spore print, fucking inoculate a petri dish, and then inoculate some wood, and you've got pounds of mushrooms that you can eat, and they taste good, non-psychoactive. I'm gonna keep saying that because everybody always thinks I'm fucking talking about psychoactive mushrooms when I'm just talking about regular mushrooms. Just talk about food, bruh. We don't really know much about them. It's crazy. We don't have like a lot of things on this planet we have a pretty good idea of, but fungi are just something else. They don't really make sense to our human brain. They're intelligent, and it's more like a meat plant. It's not a plant. It's like meat growing out of the ground basically, because it's more closely related to us than it is plants. We're basically fungal bodies. It's pretty wild shit. Oh my god. I won't lie, I'm tired of sitting here doing this, but I gotta give you guys a good show, so I'm gonna keep doing it. Till 40 minutes. 40 minutes is the limit. There's fishies. Might have to go fucking fishing here. I'm gonna have to ask my brother-in-law if this is a good spot. Because so I like fishing. I wanna go hunting too. I just wanna learn how to survive and live off the land. It's my main goal in life. Just to live in the woods somewhere. Fucking hunt and fish and raise animals. Just have a good time. That's what life's about. Alan Watts says life's not a journey because you're not trying to get somewhere. Because when most people look at it as a journey, you have a destination. You're trying to get somewhere, which yeah, in life you are trying to get somewhere, but everybody's always racing to the end. when he describes it as more like a dance or a musical. It's just the act of doing it, which makes so much sense because if you just spend your entire life out of the present moment living in some future reality that doesn't exist or living in the past that doesn't exist anymore, then fuck, what was I talking about? God damn, I'm gonna have to shit soon. Oh, that was risky. That was risky as fuck. I almost shit my pants, I won't lie. That was real risky business. You can't be. I don't trust my butthole just because you go to fart sometimes. And that's why I don't fart too confidently. I don't know how we got on this conversation, but I'm going to talk about it. You never fart too confidently. Because, yeah, maybe sometimes it works and you're like, Hutch! And you fart and it's a good fart. But other times, tummy might hurt you out of nowhere. And then you go to fart and you shit your goddamn pants. That shit's happened to me before. It happens. I try not to. I don't like shit in my pants. Plus, it's like, it's a hassle. You never want to shit your pants, especially in public. That shit would suck. What else? What else is there in this world? I don't know. I'm just really excited to go walk and stuff. I'm tired as fuck though. I need a nap for sure. I need to stop drinking so damn much. It's fun. It is fun. I'm lucky I'm having these revelations at this age because if I thought I saw a fish somewhere. If I was like 40 years old having these revelations, then we'd have a fucking issue. I'm so glad that I've made a lot of mistakes in my 20 years. I haven't been here that long, but those mistakes delivered powerful, useful messages that I'll probably never forget. And they kind of made me grow into a better person. And it sucks failing and making mistakes, but they're necessary. Unfortunately, it's just how humans learn, I think. We take the hardest fucking route possible rather than watching through from other people's mistakes. And I do learn from other people's mistakes, but I also spend a lot of time in my head. Then I just forget the outside world exists sometimes, which isn't necessarily good either. I used to just do that all the time. And I've gotten better at getting out of my own head and just being and existing. It's very important to just be. We're always human doing. We just need to be human being like we are. I know that's some fucking cliche bullshit to say, but it's dead ass truth, brother. I want more guests on here. So if you watch my shit still, you want to talk, you want to have a good little conversation, hit me up, leave a comment. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. I mean, might as well. We got 7 minutes left of this shit. I still don't know what to talk about. I'm hoping to find, I don't know what kind of mushrooms I'm hoping to find. I wasn't really looking last time for any specific mushroom. I was just looking for mushrooms in general, and I happened to stumble upon a few bunches of golden oysters, and they're fucking so cool, and they're beautiful as fuck. Like, you flip them over and look at the gills underneath the cap. It's fucking gorgeous, bro, and it's soft, and goddamn, it's awesome. Mushrooms are so fucking cool. Like, and I used to hate them as a kid. I used to hate mushrooms. I didn't want to eat them. I didn't want to look at them. But my dad would hide them and everything, and we'd end up eating them anyway. And after a while, I'm like, you know what? I'll get past this texture bullshit. Because that's really all it is just the texture. It's a weird ass texture to put in your mouth. Oh, say, can you see by the... I don't know what I'm doing, bro. Hopefully nobody else pulls up. So we only got 5 minutes left. I don't want to have to look at people. I don't want people to look at me. I'm very antisocial. And I've been working on it, trying to get better, but it's just how my brain works. I'd rather just be alone and just think and read and do my other shit. It's just peaceful to me. Something that I need every once in a while, just to step back and be by myself. But then I also have to work on not being by myself all the time and staying out of my own head, which is not easy. That's why I always say there's no handbook for this shit. It's real hard. Life is hard as hell. But we keep trucking along and we're going to make some shit happen, I think. Regardless if this podcast takes off or not, I'm going to make some shit happen. I can't just sit here and be broke all the time and to live like this. This is no way for me to live. I can't do that. But if this podcast doesn't take off, I'm still going to do it. I'm going to do it forever. I'm going to commit. Might as well. Even if nobody watches it anymore, I don't see why not. We might as well keep posting. It's here. The platform exists. Might as well fucking utilize it for some reason. And it's like a documentary of how my brain's evolved. God damn. Is there a porta potty around here somewhere? Yeah, but I don't want to take a shit in a porta potty, bruh. Leave me a comment if you'd shit in a porta potty. It's a weird thing that we fucking shit in these weird plastic boxes and piss in them when everything else just does it outside. And I'm not saying that you should just go take a shit outside, but it's what everybody else is doing in here in these trees and stuff. It's a lot fucking more sanitary to shit in a spot and leave it and walk away from it than to fucking shit in this weird box and just fucking leave it there, and then it smells and it's disgusting. I wonder what kind of solution they put in there. Let's look that up. Let's look it up. What kind of solution do they use in porta potties? Porta potties use a blue liquid that contains a mix of chemicals to kill bacteria, mask odors, and more. Biocides, the active ingredient that prevents the growth of odor-causing bacteria. Dye masks the contents of the porta potty. Fragrance masks the presence of human waste. Detergents, a main component of the deodorizer. Enzymes, a biodegradable solution that can break down waste. Other chemicals that may be used include formaldehyde, glutaroldide, and quaternary ammonia compounds. The exact formula can vary depending on the season, environmental regulations, and how often the porta potty is used. For example, in the winter, the formula may include an anti-freezing agent like salt to prevent the mixture from freezing in the tank. Some modern porta potties may also use eco-friendly, biodegradable chemicals to minimize their environmental impact. Interesting. Learn something new every day. Let's see what the stock did today. I'm up 85 cents, boy. 85 cents. We got one more minute to bust out here. I ain't ending until we hit 40 minutes. But I think this was an alright one. It wasn't sometimes they're not easy. Sometimes I gotta sit here and think for a while, figure some shit out. Hopefully have some decent revelations and get some thoughts and ideas out, and hopefully it makes me a better person. That's actually gonna be my intention for every podcast. By the end of it, I became a better person because of what I talked about. Whether it be through revelation or whatever it may be. That's my idea. And I hope you guys stay along for the ride, and I hope you guys enjoy. fuck I'm doing here. But I'm ending this motherfucker. Bye.